Hey all, welcome back to SSX on Tour. I'm Untitled. With me on this set is Blank Tester.
Hey kids, how's it going?
And Turo.
Howdy.
We are still in Pro Master, but we're more than halfway. This is, part 3 of 4. But last time, I bought some of the attributes. I got toughness so I don't fall down as easily, and wipeout recovery so I don't have to mash for as long to get back up.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how those affect the gameplay here. But I will say this episode is very fillery. I do get one or two new cameras, but otherwise it's just rising up the ranks. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
kinda-
I just want to go.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to, just in context, not like anyone had a problem, but just like kind of restate some things of like, when I said Pro Master would be, like twice as long, that is sort of assuming you do Pro Master events or higher difficulty events. Obviously, just because of the amount of, hype you need to get, you need to go from like 50,000 to 85,000 or something. Obviously, you can, do a bunch of lower rank ones. They just won't give you as much hype and you'll do more of them. But I mean, if I see some, quick ones to get out of the way, that's fine. Or see some more characters to introduce.
Yeah.
And by if, I mean that's what's going to happen this episode,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's funny because they introduce a few new characters to the series in this game, and it very much gives me the same energy of like the characters in Tony Hawk's Underground who got introduced in that game, like the pro skaters who got introduced in that game, and of course you didn't see them very much because you weren't playing as pro skaters anymore. You were playing as your created character.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Like, who remembers Tyson and Sid?
Yeah, it doesn't help that your created character and each pro only has, like 5 lines again.
Right, so you don't get enough to...
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this. So, this is kind of a semi-serious question. So, Bungie famously said about the Halo series that their goal was to design 30 seconds of kick-ass gameplay, and then you just, convince the player to repeat that 30 seconds over and over and over. Do you feel like they accomplished that with this game? Because it seems like all the mechanical stuff about the game, like the tricking and stuff, is all still there, right? So, it's hard for me to say. What do you think? Because, I don't know.
Well, the immediate thing that springs to mind, I'll do my best to actually answer your question, but when you started on that, the first literal thing that springs to mind is Bungie never just dropped you in a level with no dialogue, no plot, no supporting characters, and just said, go shoot things for 30 minutes, Like, there was always there was always reasons to go, through the levels. And I'm not saying, this game really should have had a plot, but, again, kind of, like I said way earlier on, what do I have to look forward to in the next hour of gameplay? Do I have a locked-off area that I might get to go to? Do I have something new to see?
Right.
And in this case, it's not really that. I mean,
even if it is that, it's not clearly that. It's not indicated to the player. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because, the difference. One of the main differences between this and a game like Halo, which obviously there's genre differences, but one of the main differences is that Halo's a very directed experience. Like the single player, you have objectives. You go from objective to objective. You have people talking in your ear telling you what you're doing and why you're doing it and all that stuff. And here you're supposed to... You go down the mountain and you make your own exciting moments, There are
as
some
many as you
set
can.
pieces, but yeah. Yeah, so it's a different sort of design philosophy. So I don't know. I mean, maybe their 30 seconds of fun, repeated thing doesn't work for every game. But I feel like in the previous games, it was definitely there. And this one, I feel like... Maybe it's there is the 30 seconds of fun, but because they make you repeat it so much, it might be a little bit...
Yeah.
Maybe wear out its welcome. Because obviously, the funnest game in the world is going to stop being fun if you've played it for 3,000 hours,
Yeah.
Well,
I guess I should say 40,000 hours.
Yeah, what the previous games, did well was... It was up to you if you wanted to play a track for the 100th time or the 101st. Sure. God damn it. Yeah, where like the main single player was just like, hey, you start at the beginning, you unlock shit. Then when you have everything, since it's a really fun game, you can choose what you want to do on your own time. Whereas this game like builds all that into one long single experience. I think we talked about it in one of the Tony Hawk games of like, you know, whether a game is designed for multiple playthroughs or for one long playthrough where you get everything out of that one. And then this game, you really do get everything out of that one, even with like clothes, you know, since you're your own character, you can buy all the clothes. Like literally, when you start your game, the only thing you can't change is your gender or whether you picked skis or snowboards. You know, if you want to do skis, you got to do another profile. But otherwise, like in this one playthrough, you will probably play the game as much or, you know, even more than you want to by the end. Whereas with previous games, it's like, all right, cool, I maxed up my character, I went through the 8 levels, you know, now I want to see, you know, if I can beat my score on Elysium Alps. Let me go back and do that.
I want to see what an Alpine rider is like. I want to see what a BX rider is like, you know?
Yeah.
Something like that.
What are the other Uber tricks this character has?
Yeah,
no, I can definitely see, and it's, I don't know if that's, I feel like there's probably an audience for both styles, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like, I think I mentioned this, it's sort of like the difference between Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Like, that's what Insedic is getting at with the design for multiple playthroughs and design for one playthroughs thing. Like, in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, you had 60 challenges, 3 competitions, and you got one cheat every time you 100% of the game, and you're supposed to, like, 100% the game with every character, sort of like, you know, in SSX Tricky, and then in SSX 3 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, you were meant to play through the game thoroughly once. Like Insedic just said, do as much as you want to in the game with one character. And then if you really, really liked it, maybe you can go back and do it again with someone else. But it's that...
Yeah, they're very different sorts of...
You're probably going to wear it, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're unwelcome.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
I personally prefer the first option. You just look at how much of a fan base these games, you know, created and how much people do with them. And, you know, people wanted to go above and beyond and keep playing, you know, the original SSX games way more than, you know, people want to go above and beyond and compete for SSX on tour, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, oh shit.
Here's Allegra. Yeah.
They saw the draw on her face and I was, well, that looked a little weird. So how much, okay, so we see these characters every once in a while and they say like 5 lines. Do we ever get to see any cutscenes with them or anything like that?
No.
I guess not, yeah.
Yeah, like their introduction is like the one cutscene of them. I mean, you can select them in free play, so you can play as them.
Okay, yeah.
You know, just
so you probably hear
like
more of their dialogue when you're just playing as them, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still, I think they have like their one outfit and their one board.
Oh, really?
Because, I mean, you're not playing career with them.
Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah.
Da-da-da.
Huh.
And then in SSX Blur, like the credit sequence, like as a Where Are They Now? Or is that this game?
That's this game.
Oh, it is.
There's a cheeky, fun little, Where Are They Now?
That was an insane grind line.
Yeah, though it's not as pronounced as the grind lines in Mind the Gap. Compilation has this grind line over to the right of it, where you know, should be able to go from rail to rail down most of it.
I did notice you did recover pretty quickly. That's that attribute in action.
I haven't pointed it out each time, or at all so far, but yeah, I've bumped into shit where I would have crashed up until now, and I've recovered better.
Very quickly,
really, again, like, yeah, all of those attributes just make the game more fun, because, you know, it makes you better. And if you asked in the first episode or so, like, is it supposed to make you feel like you're going from a newbie to a pro or a great rider? And I've always really not liked that, if that is the explanation for anything.
Yeah.
like, that is not something you should build into your gameplay. You know, this game would just be more fun if you didn't have to get the attributes, if you played, better, like if you had all of them on just from the start.
Just from the start, yeah.
And the way your progression worked was just buying new boards.
Yeah.
Because you do need some progression in there, but making your character...
Right now, yeah, it sounds like there's two progression systems going on
motherfucker.
Right now. Yeah. And like,
especially because they're so fucking expensive. Like, you got them last video.
Kind of 3 if you don't want to do the same 1 or 2 monster tricks over and over.
Oh, that is true. Like, monster tricks are 125k each.
You know what? Let me talk about this since we're in the compilation half pipe right here. Half pipes are cool, right? And this area is cool. You know, we've done cool things. We've grinded up and around that rail to get cash. You know, It's been cool. There's too much shit on the side of this half pipe for you to crash into. All of those, like, all those support girders or whatever, yeah, it's cool you can grind them, but you can hit them on the way up or down, and that'll crash you. You know, some of the stuff, like the big screen on the side of the end of this half pipe, I've crashed into. Why is there stuff that you can hit, like, in the air on your way down that'll wreck you in this half pipe? It gets annoying, it gets frustrating.
That's so weird, yeah.
Like, there are pro pipe-only events that I am I gonna crash here? No.
Wow, that was
it
weird.
looked like I was going to.
Yeah,
that I'm gonna skip, not do, because I just don't find them fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. You were talking about.
I was just gonna say, it's. I remember do you guys remember Ego Raptor used to have a series that he had like 4 episodes in called Sequelitis? Yeah, and you remember he talked about in Mega Man X, I think it's in Mega Man X, like there's that first boss where you're basically, you have to lose, and it's because like, what you're supposed to get from that is you see Zero do some cool thing, and you think, oh man, I want to do that cool thing, and then like, later on in the game you can do that cool thing, and so the game is setting that up early, so that you feel like, I'm not that powerful, but I'm okay, and this guy's awesome, and I want to be just like him, And, like, in that way, I guess I can kind of see, like, the noob to pro reasoning. I think that kind of works, but, like, when it's just, like, you're not comparing yourself to other characters, like in this game, sure, that the people are pros, so, like, when you see Allegra's name, you're like, okay, I recognize that name, but, like, you don't witness her do something you couldn't do and then later on grow to do that. It's just like, I play and it feels worse than later.
Yeah. In fact, you're supposed to beat the pros if there are events, along the way at any difficulty where you face off versus them.
Yeah. The first challenge of the game, you have to beat Elise. Like, that is the first mission.
That's true, yeah.
And I guess...
that kind of makes her look worse, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird. I don't know. It's like, I think these are things that, like, I don't think they thought about this stuff when they were, well, I mean, I guess they did think about it a little bit, but, like, I don't think they went in designing the game with this in mind, and then looking back, we can look at it and go, okay, I see how this is the result of the design decision.
Implication.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just, more directives for you to want to spend cash on, to play the game and get money and spend it on.
Gorilla.
It's, yeah.
Lights out. Gorilla Radio.
Damn, turn that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just, that really compounds that there's 3, things you really want to get. The attributes, your monster tricks, and, better boards. Because again, we're long past it, but you start off like 0 out of 10s is, or 0 out of whatever scale this is on, is awful compared to the previous games. And like, as soon as I bought a better board, it was noticeable.
Night and day, yeah.
Night and day, yeah.
I guess I don't really know. What's your experience with the skis in this game? Like, have you played with the skis? Do they feel different at all?
Yeah, I've played with the skis, and people have asked, like, is there going to be a bonus video about the differences in skis and such? And honestly, they're not, like, that different.
Okay.
I'd say, like, turning is a little different. Like, your hitbox is a bit different since you're facing forward most of the time instead of sideways.
Okay.
And obviously there are different, monster tricks along the way.
Sure.
And, like having to pivot around, but that's not really that much of a complication.
Yeah.
Like, they're 95% the same.
So it sort of feels like a slight, like, sort of an Echo Fighter situation. Like, it's kind of a reskin.
Echo Fighter is actually a pretty good way of putting it.
Yeah, it's like, it's really similar.
Yeah.
With maybe some minor differences.
I will say, though, the monster tricks for the skis, in my opinion, are cooler than the snowboard ones.
Really?
But that's
I
it.
actually disagree, because with the skis, well, let me start. With the snowboard, it's one solid thing. So when your guy interacts with it or poses with it, like all of what you do feels more definite. With the skis, it's, two
it does feel
long,
like you're
thin
just
objects. It just feels like a flailing of limbs and other things around. Like, the monster tricks really on the skis don't feel as
like they're doing
concrete.
something. They're just kind of flailing.
Yeah. Whereas, with the snowboard, it's like, oh, sick. He kicked it, and it did like a 360, then he grabbed it, and he's doing a pose with it.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. It's like, when you've got one object, it can end on a pose, or it can feel like a pose, but like with two objects, it kind of feels like a dance move more. Like you're seeing a lot of action there. But I mean, I would still be interested in seeing all or at least some of the ski monster tricks. If you want to make that a bonus video, I think that would
I'd say,
worthwhile.
Aesthetic is right about like what he's talking about. It really is just like flailing around with two skis. But honestly, I kind of like the way it looks.
Yeah, I mean,
Just the
it might
flailing.
still look pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, they're still, like, cool and over the top. And again, though I said it kind of jokingly, I think it is actually kind of a serious thing as well. That, this is probably the best skiing extreme sports game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably true, yeah.
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 Can you do the best and original monster trick for the skis? The dinner roll.
The monster trick.
The monster
trick. No.
Yeah.
Or
What?
at least, it's not a concrete thing. Right?
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a 360 mute grab, isn't it?
No, it's not just that.
No, the dinner roll was like a sideways twist rodeo. It was Johnny Mosley's own version of a rodeo or whatever the manual called it.
Yeah, is that really what the manual called it?
I'd have to go get it,
Yeah.
Johnny Mosley's own version.
So
Wow, that's big.
the thing about Johnny Mosley getting fourth at the Olympics is that apparently it was the dinner roll that cost him, because
What?
it was like an unconventional move that the judges weren't ready for. Like, literally,
Really?
actually. Yeah. Like,
Really?
yeah, pretty much. Like, he almost kind of got robbed.
Johnny Mosley tricked too hard for those stuffy Olympic judges.
Almost, actually, that's what happened pretty much.
Yeah, what? That's nuts.
I did kind of think it weird in the back of my head, like, oh, he does a 360 mute in 1998 and shocks the world, and then he does some actually sick trick 4 years later, and that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Why are we?
Oh, I remember
does
what
every
it-
video turn into?
yeah.
What is this world?
I mean, I remember what it was. It was because it was an inversion, I think, or something. Like, you weren't allowed to
Really?
do inversions yet. I don't remember. But
I
yeah.
would say he did get robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well.
We'll ask him when we talk to him in person.
Yeah.
If we-
When we meet him face to face.
When I meet him face to face.
Yeah. When
Which
you
I
meet
definitely will do.
him. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I keep forgetting that half our fans take everything we say literally. No, I'm not meeting him. It's just a joke.
Yeah,
A joof? Did you say it was a joof?
we're
It was a
extremely ironic. Extreme irony.
It was a joke goof. A
Yeah, it was
joof.
a joke goof a joof.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jesus! Oh my god!
I intentionally let that one run out. I mean, look at my score differential. I already won like a minute
that's
ago.
true.
Yeah. Why
You know,
not?
I guess just to pass the time, this isn't a long thing, I'll just ask, like, so I stopped putting, Let's Play in front of, like, my Tony Hawk videos or SSX videos, because it feels like Let's Plays are basically dead. But
Yeah.
then, like, looking it up, and it's like, how does my series title compare to others people's? And then it is, more generic when it's just SSX on Tour Part 10. So, I don't know. I don't want to put, like, I mean, if I was really clout or popularity chasing, I would put, well, first, like, me doing a reaction face in the thumbnail, and then, like, oh, I don't
Red
know, like,
circle.
smashing skiers left and right, SSX on tour, part 10. I'm not gonna do that, but...
Or like you would put, like, a quote or something to try to get people, like on that one episode where we talked about being named Vav, you could have called it, like, blank tester evolves? Like, that, you know, like,
I'm not
vertical
gonna do,
bar SSX on tour.
I'm not gonna do clickbait, but maybe, like, Let's Plays or something are more alive than I think, and I could put something, or, I don't know, leave in the comments, because otherwise your comments are gonna be, holy shit, this shit's still going, da-da-da, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think you should put like a quote from the episode. You know, because you know us, we're rascally boys. We talk about all kinds of nonsense. We say stupid shit all the time. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bob, how's your 401k doing?
The 401k is drained. I took all the money out of it, put it in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Nice.
We get real wild here.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Or I don't know.
Yeah, hodl gang.
Yeah, I put it all in Snowcoin. That's
Snowcoin?
That's
probably a real
cryptocurrency, but only for snowboarders. I don't even own a snowboard. I just wanted to invest in it.
I really want to start a company that doesn't produce a product, but does produce a cryptocurrency that we then issue our stock in.
So it's company script?
Didn't, like, Kodak start a altcoin?
Oh, yeah, what was it?
And, like, their stocks went up 300% in a day.
Yeah.
It was some company that, like, you know, their main product is something that's totally not...
Unrelated, yeah.
I mean, Pepsi does have its own cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, I want to go one step further. My company, we don't...
You only transact in your own cryptocurrency.
No, we don't even talk about, like, we're going to investment bankers and stuff and saying, like, look, we don't have a product yet. We don't even have an idea for a product yet. But when we do, you're going to want to get on the ground floor, okay? It's a big pie. You can take a little slice. And that little slice is issued in return. You give us cash, we give you... Valve coin, and Valve coin,
oh, no.
And Valve coin isn't worth anything until the investors get involved, and of course then I just walk away with their money.
Yeah,
and they have worthless Valve coin.
I mean, when there is like 500 different altcoins, you know, their only purpose is to hopefully be the one more people put money into, so you can walk away having taken their money when you invested early.
Yeah.
Come at me. I'll just not heart your comment if you.
That's the harsh punishment you're gonna get.
Yeah.
If you say something positive about crypto, expect to not receive a heart.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's how Insedic censors his fans. I'm alright. I'm free speech. I'm a free speech warrior, and if you don't give my comment a heart, I'll be mad at you, Insedic. I'll dox you.
I don't know.
Don't dox Insedic.
Yeah.
Or me.
You know me. I've
or
never
anyone
had
else.
opinions over anything. My brain gets smoother every single day.
I mean, you know, he used to have opinions about some stuff, and even that stuff he doesn't like. Watch this, Turo. Watch this. Hey, Insedic.
Yeah?
What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
You got, like... Parents used to get Rocky Road quite a bit, and so that was pretty good, yeah.
See, no opinion of his own.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm like, ooh, I'm at the supermarket, let me buy a tub of ice cream. I can't wait to have so much ice cream, you know?
I mean, you don't have to buy the whole tub, you can get like a pint.
I've
Some Ben and Jerry's or something? Oh, God.
Boom, I got
I'm
smacked
reminded
by
of the
fucking...
old, the really old H3H3 video, of the ice cream taste tester, which is...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
How old is that video?
I mean, old enough that H3 was making videos.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
He just doesn't make videos anymore.
Damn.
I mean, for his own reasons, that's fine, like, right? He
I
can do whatever he
I
wants.
haven't watched his stuff in forever.
Yeah, I mean, once the podcast started, it seemed like a better format for him, but I'm not that into podcasts, so
Yeah.
whatever works for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you're
and
participating in one right now.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, they say about writers who've, you know, written more books than they've read. Well,
Yeah, Garth Marenghi.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're podcasters who've produced more podcasts than we've listened
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
The only good podcast is the podcast you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know many podcasters who use subtlety, and they're all cowards.
And they're all cowards.
yeah.
They're all cowards. But I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, Dark Place is really good.
Oh yeah,
place is amazing.
I binged it like a few months ago. It was
You know, I don't think
so good.
I don't think Lil Z has seen it.
Oh,
We should
man.
watch it with
Oh
her. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh man. Where do you think is it streaming anywhere?
I think
It's
it's
all
just
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, someone
Oh, really?
uploaded it all
Okay.
to YouTube.
Oh great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll
So I
watch
guess get it while it's hot or whatever.
Yeah.
Or not
Author.
taken down or whatever.
Writer, Dreamweaver.
Garth Marenghi.
Shit.
Wow. I think the Gorilla Mask is cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it animated, but at the same time, I also know that we wouldn't be able to see it 99% of the time. In fact, it may even be animated now, and I don't know. So I guess I
Yeah.
shouldn't have spoken.
Yeah, you
No,
make
that's not
a real goofy yourself.
Yeah.
Not only will you beat Goofus, you won't beat Gallant.
Goofus and Gallant. I remember only 3 of those comics.
I don't remember any of them.
They were
Yeah.
from Highlights for Kids.
That we had a discussion on highlights for kids, and that translated into me referencing what was it, Goofy and Gutless on
Goofy
one of the
and
videos
Gutless.
you missed.
Yeah. Actually, I have a question for you. Do you remember? Did Highlights have an adults version? Because I remember even as a kid seeing. I remember seeing it. It was called Highlights for Kids, and they always wrote "for kids" in a slightly smaller font, as though there was a Highlights, and then a Highlights for Kids. You know?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know. Maybe they did. But what would they have put in an adult version of Highlights? Highlights for Kids.
Lowlights.
I don't even know why it was called Highlights, because, it didn't highlight anything. It was just, a little activity book.
The highlights
Maybe some-
of the week.
There was some... No, they didn't put news or anything in there.
No,
it was just,
I swear they did.
I don't... Did they? Maybe I just skimmed over that shit because I was a kid.
I remember, we did a few, assignments on them in English
Really?
class, early middle
Really?
school.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's highlights of your dentist office visit, because that's the only place you really interacted with them. At doctors
I had a
or dentist
subscription. I had a subscription to that shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah, we got them delivered to our home.
You were the ultimate kid.
I was the
ultimate
ultimate
kid.
child. Yeah, I was the final child.
The final Oh my god. You're
No
the
one-
last. You're the last person who's normal age. Let's bring that back.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone
Everyone
born
who was born after me was born an adult.
too late to be normal.
Yeah, too late to be normal. That's
You
exactly
are
it.
not normal. Take your normal pills.
I wish.
I wish.
I wish, yeah.
You know, I was just talking to the wife about that, and how
Normal pills?
I now have. Yeah, now I have insurance, so maybe I should get
Oh,
some
yay.
normal pills. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
Congratulations to
I also
to
saw.
insurance.
I also saw on the side of the road just the other day. I saw the most dystopian American thing I could have possibly seen. It was a sign that said "Cash for diabetic testing strips."
Oh.
And I just looking at it and going, "Oh, what a terrible country!
Yeah.
What a horrible place to live."
Yeah.
Cash for diabetic testing strips.
It's
How
really
is that
something.
more cost effective than just buying them?
Well,
Because I guess
you
they're
know.
expensive or
I
whatever.
guess so. This person, I don't know. They have
Yeah.
a ton of money to spend on diabetic testing strips, but no insurance.
Or at least money to hopefully barter with someone.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. That was more Pro Master. Next is the final Pro Master part. We'll finally get through this whole block of shit then, and be ready for the Legend events. So, yeah, stay around.